Well, coming back from the gun club, as you can see in my rearview mirror, I've got my tractor with me. Had to go up there and clean out some woods, take down some trees. You know, we bought some property up there, so we want to clean it up a little bit. So now I'm on my way back home. But anyway, on the way home, I figured, you know what? I don't know if I ever posted a video about a friend of mine, Mike. Mike was a nice guy. And I'm going to go back about 20 years or so, give or take. Mike was into firearms, not a lot. He had, 3 or 4 at home, revolvers and, a couple of semis. And then he used to carry a little AMT backup, 380. And Mike was also a teacher at a local trade school. And one day Mike and his wife invited a friend of theirs over for dinner. His friend, his wife, and an 11-year-old son, I believe he was at the time. So they go over to Mike's house for dinner, and after dinner, I guess the way I hear it, I wasn't there, so it's only hearsay. Mike and his buddy and the 11-year-old son were in the living room while the wives were cleaning up the dishes. And they were getting involved in conversation, and the 11-year-old wanted to get involved in the conversation, and he started talking about BB guns and pellet guns and such like that. Well, Mike, being a teacher, not in firearms, but being a teacher and owning a couple of firearms, took it upon himself to try to tell this kid a little bit about the safe handling of firearms. Now, Mike, I really don't believe he's ever taken a class. I honestly believe that somebody wrote him off on his permit. I don't actually think he took a class and was actually certified as it's supposed to be. But again, I don't know. I used to ask Mike all the time, let's go to the range, let's go to the range, let's go to the range. He was a good guy, but he was also a little, carefree, clumsy, type of guy at the same time. But anyway, Mike takes this friend's son into the bedroom to show him his guns. And now this is the son telling his father what actually happened in there, because it was, the way I understand it, only him and Mike in the bedroom. Mike was showing him the guns that he had in his home. Then Mike decides to take the AMT out of his pocket. If that's what it was, I don't know for sure. Again, I wasn't there. But according to the son, the friend's son, Mike had no kids. Mike pulls the gun out of his pocket, and as he's doing this, he's telling the kid, and you never do this. And as he's saying that, he's actually pointing the gun to his head. Now, that's his own head. Mike had the gun and was pointing the gun to his own head. And as he does this, and he's telling the kid not to do this, he pulls the trigger. Well, needless to say, the safety failed, if in fact it was on at all, and Mike blew his brains out in front of the kid, killing himself. Now, Mike wasn't suicidal, and even if he was, he had too much respect for kids that he would never have done that in front of a kid. This was just definitely an accident from stupidity. Again, I don't think Mike ever took a safety class. Therefore, never taking the class, never going to a range, never practicing anything, he just failed to do so. And he broke every rule in the book. And he paid the ultimate price. Now, even if he did take the class, he never went to the range. I asked him couple times a week for years, and he always had something else to do. Never had time to go to the range. So if you know, but you don't practice it, you're not gonna apply it, and that could have been as well. But regardless of what it was, Mike is dead. So we can only assume that what happened and the kid, what he had said, was true. And naturally the kid, the way I understand it, was in therapy for some time. I have not talked to them about it because it's something I never wanted to bring up. If they brought it up, I would, definitely highlight on it a little bit to find out for sure. But, I didn't want to bring it up at that point. But again, the end of it is true. So therefore, the rest of it had to be true. And if you knew Mike, like all of us knew Mike, that's right up his alley. So it's definitely a negative for him because that's him all the way. Well, all right, guys, I'm done with the club. I'm on my way home, and maybe I'll stop and get some flowers over there while I'm here. Nah, I gotta get home. I'm beat. My back is killing me. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you later.